getting each other's raw material, and that allowed us to at times go over the edge and go too far and reach for that kind of moment of craziness, because we knew that the other one would pull us back when necessary, but allow us to sort of stay out there and find ways to make that work. I mean, the book is crazy, and the book has those moments, and I think that it's because we didn't overly self-censor ourselves too soon in the process, or we had people that allow, we had each other to sort of work through those clinks of craziness and be able to streamline it into something that kind of felt like it worked more.
Another aspect that I really enjoyed about the whole process was the fact that we could disagree on a scene, and when we got to that point, we didn't argue about it. We didn't debate, well, I really like this, I really want this. If I wrote a scene that didn't work for you, then we realized early on that there was usually a third option that was better. And so we would try to figure out what that third option was. It was all about serving the story.
I mean, you said earlier something about egoless writing, and I think that's really, clearly both of us have very large egos, but in terms of like when we're in the writing room or the writing space, there was that take the gloves off and not. I think that it's not so much that we didn't debate things, is that we weren't defensive about it. It was never about like, I have to prove to Tom why this idea is funny or is clever or is smart. It was always like, okay, let's find the better option. And by doing that through the entire book, I think that we got something that is better than the sum of the parts. That is a bigger piece.
I agree, absolutely. But here's an interesting thing now. It's been probably 10 years since we've written it together, and I know for me, and I think we've had a discussion for you too. There was a certain amount of fear that it wouldn't work anymore. That for whatever reason it wouldn't work. But we found that as we wrote these two new stories to put into this collection, it actually worked really well.
I agree. I was concerned that we've both changed. A lot of things have happened in our lives in the last 10 years, certainly in the last 15 years, and but indeed, it really felt like getting back into the game and getting back into sort of like, this. I remember that this worked well together, and it was better than I anticipated it being. And I think that that's not only because the process that we have, that we used 15 years ago to write the majority of these stories is still in place, and that's how we came up with this new stuff. But the idea that we are 15 years older and 15 years wiser, and we have the experience that is cumulative, that is different than when we wrote that first story.
Well, we're definitely better craftsmen, I think, than we were before, and I think we know a lot more about story than we did when we wrote this 15 years ago. This is something that we both immersed ourselves in for the last 10, 15 years. So we brought that all to bear, and I really, I enjoyed coming home at night and seeing what was waiting for me, and I enjoyed getting up early in the morning before the sun was up, so I could bang out 250, 300, 400, hopefully 500 words, and get them off to you so that we could keep this thing moving. It was a joy to write this book.
Yeah, and we hope that it is a joy for you to read it. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed By the Balls, the complete collection.
Thank you.